Okay, this first one. Okay. The second one? Common name? More common name? Number 3? Two-methyl 2-propanol? Right over that? The first one is the IUPAC name. The second one, the N propanol. That's normal propanol, even though it's not actually normal. It's abnormal to be 1-propanol, but you might see that written on a container. I'm sorry. There, yeah, that's right. And then how about 6? That's going to be your longest carbon chain, right? Okay. So since the alcohol is on this side, this will be carbon number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 ethyl, 1 hexanol. 2, 3 butane diol. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are we okay with that? Six hydroxyl 2 nonene. All right with that? How come we're not using the OL to name it? So?
Because the double bond will be more reactive than the...
That's it. We use the suffix that correlates to the most reactive functional group, and the most reactive functional group is the double bond. So then it's going to be a nonene with an alcohol group attached. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1. Are we okay with that? And then the last one.
Do you have to say the ones?
You do. Because the alcohol group could be anywhere along that chain except for number 2. And the triple bond could be anywhere along that chain, 1, 2, or 3 position. If I don't have the double, if I don't name it, then it could. Without numbers, then that and that are the same thing, right? What are you hung up on?
Just can't be hydroxyl.
It can't, because you have to tell me where it is, and you have to tell me where the triple bond is. If there's no 1 in front of the hydroxyl and no 1 in front of the heptyne, then I have no idea where the OH group's actually attached on the chain, and I have no idea where the triple bond is actually located on the chain. Does that make sense? You don't seem happy with that answer.
Well, I just thought before it was just assumed that it's 1.
No, absolutely not. There's only
Not
one.
at this level.
There's only one time that you do not need to put the numbers, and when's that?
When was it either side?
Yeah. So like, what's the name of the first thing on this list? Why is it ethanol and not 1 ethanol? Both sides number 1. But that's not the case here. That alcohol group could be on any number from 1 to 6.
Except 2.
Like, well, depending on if we slide the triple bond around, then yeah. So trans 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Trans 2-hydroxyl 2-butene. First off, does everybody see the trans? Okay. All right, so methene. Yeah, the ene refers to carbon-carbon double bond. There's only 1 carbon here, so only 1 carbon. Can't do that. 2,2-dichloropropene. So CCC. Not a possibility because 5 bonds. Same with this one here. Pentene. So, all right, and then from there to there is a double bond, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I got a Cl, and I got a Cl, and I got a Cl, and I got a Br. Yep. So 5 bonds around that guy, and then pentyne. I guess that's what that would be. So what's wrong with this one? Too many bonds? Why? I don't see too many bonds anywhere. That's not the problem. What's the problem?
Are you on the 3? Where are you
Oh, I'm sorry. It's pent, not pent.
at?
2, 3, 4, 5, and so 1, 2, Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. And 3 bromo. Yep. Okay. So same situation. 5 bonds on that carbon right there. Okay. When propane undergoes dehydrogenation, what is the product? Draw the structure. Propane. Dehydrogenation. Are we okay with that?
Question. You didn't ask for anything to react with it, or you didn't assume there was anything, it's just dehydrogenation, but how would you do that process? Just expose it to O2, or? Because that
No.
would make water.
Water?
So how would you get the 2 hydrogens off there?
It has to be at a certain temperature in an acidic environment. But you don't know that. It's on the last page of the alkene notes. I think it's the last page. There's like a layout of industrial processes. And I'm not going to have you know that set of processes. If this was,
Curious what that rest of that equation would look like.
all you would have is something over and
Catalyst.
over the arrow and below the arrow. Yeah, there'd just be a temperature and a catalyst. How is benzene ring named? If it is considered a substitute or another molecule, give an example. And name the example structures. Okay. So how do we name it? As a phenol? Okay. So we can do something like that. And do, doesn't really matter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so I've got a Are we okay with those 2 names for those 2 structures?
So why would it be 1 chloro instead of 1 phenol, like with that one?
CP. No other reason. Just alphabetical. How many different possible tetramethylbenzenes could you have? All right, so got a benzene ring. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got a benzene ring. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. So what's the name for the first one?
1, 2, 3, 4, 9.
And the second one would be, and then the last one would be, 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay. If you had a trial, how many different structural isomers can you have with propane? Okay, so I got a propane. I could put an OH there, and an OH there, and an OH there. I could put an OH there, and an OH there, and an OH there. I could put an OH there, and an OH there, and an OH there. Oops. I could put an OH there, and an OH there, and an OH there.
Put two on the middle.
And I could put an OH there, and an OH there, and an OH there. And I think that's it. So it could be 1, 2, 3 propane triol, or it could be 1, 1, 1, or it could be 1, 1, 2, it could be 1, 1, 3, or it could be 1, 2, 2. Do you see why this kind of thing could drive an organic chemist crazy? I just want one, and I have 5.